Hey loopers, welcome back to the channel. So, Chapter 4 Season 4 of Fortnite is finally here, and if there's one thing I look forward to the most when it comes to a new season, it's all the crossover possibilities. Like I said in my last video, I adore crossovers, especially when it comes to Fortnite. And when I heard that this season would be themed around heisting, my brain immediately went into overdrive, thinking of all the possible crossovers we could be seeing this season. The act of heisting, or just robbery in general, has often been glamorized in our society through many different media outlets, such as movies and video games. As such, we've gotten some pretty iconic franchises over the years, each of them containing a handful of awesome, recognizable characters that would fit perfectly within the world of Fortnite. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I'm going to be going over, in no particular order, what I consider to be the top 5 heist-themed crossovers that Epic Games needs to add to this season of Fortnite, choosing which characters should be added, as well as speculating what cosmetics they should come with. So, without further ado loopers, let's get ready to jump off the battle bus, because the first crossover we're going to be landing at is...
Be calm and rob a bank with a friend, or 2, or 3. Maybe cook some meth.
Payday is a first-person shooter franchise developed by Overkill Software, where you and 3 other players must work together to do one very simple thing: steal from the rich and then give to yourself. Look, even if you've never played a Payday game before in your life, I assume you can figure out why I decided to include this franchise on the list. The whole game series is based around performing the most daring of robberies and heists. I think out of all the characters I'm going to be talking about in today's video, you can't get more perfect than the Payday gang. The original and most iconic Payday gang consists of 4 heisters, those being Dallas, Chains, Huxton, and Wolf. Plenty of other characters eventually joined the gang in Payday 2, including a very familiar face. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be talking about these 4. Now, I'm sure if Epic Games were to add these 4 to Fortnite, I imagine they'd all be sold as separate character skins. However, for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to be grouping these 4 together as one skin, with each member of the crew being a style the players could choose. For the Payday gang's backbling, I decided to have the OVE 9000 saw fill the slot. This tool is incredibly useful in the world of Payday, being able to force open the likes of ATMs, doors, and most importantly, safety deposit boxes. Admittedly, my knowledge of Payday is pretty limited, so if any Payday fans are watching this video and think they would have a better idea for not just this back bling, but the rest of the cosmetics in this section, I encourage you to let me know in the comments. And finally, there are a ton of melee weapons in the Payday games, from knives to bats to swords and even chainsaws. Trying to nail down one specific melee weapon that could also double as the Payday gang's pickaxe was a little tricky. However, I've finally come to a decision that not only fits with the spirit of the Payday games, but would also be a unique Fortnite pickaxe. The Money Bundle, a gag melee weapon featured in Payday 2, is exactly what the name implies. It's a thick bundle of cash that, while it may hurt to be hit with, there's very little doubt that you'll actually go down permanently if your opponent is using it against you. The Money Bundle would be a switching pickaxe, like that of Sarah Connor's combat knife, or Thor's hammer Mjolnir. All the cosmetics listed would, of course, have the Gaming Legends rarity, and would be part of the Payday set. I think these cosmetics do a really good job at representing the Payday franchise, not to mention how well all of them would seamlessly combine with a ton of different heist-themed cosmetics that we already have in Fortnite as it is. I think the likelihood that a Payday crossover will happen is basically confirmed at this point. A while ago, during the lead up to Chapter 4 Season 4, the official Payday Twitter account reacted to the heist-themed season being teased. And look, I know that a tweet directed at one company by another doesn't necessarily mean that a crossover is going to happen, but I mean, the third entry in the Payday franchise, Payday 3, is set to release this month on the 21st of September. Wait, the 21st of September? So I would be genuinely shocked if we didn't at least see Dallas add to the game. I guess you could say I'm so confident in my prediction that I'd be willing to bet money on it.
What's that?
Jeff.
So, do you guys remember that time that John Cena, the WWE star who plays the DC Comics anti-hero Peacemaker, teased that he was gonna bring said character to the world of Fortnite around the time of Chapter 3, Season 1?
No?
Well, I don't blame you, seeing as how nothing really came of it. I mean, yeah, John Cena himself is in the game, but that's not exactly the same thing as having Peacemaker in the game, now is it? So, if Peacemaker was in the game, what do I think he'd come with? Well, obviously to start out, Peacemaker himself would be based on his appearance in both the Suicide Squad movie and the Peacemaker HBO Max show. For his backbling, I think it would be really awesome if his shield, a weapon he uses towards the end of his show, was, well, I mean, his backbling. It would simply be called Peacemaker's Shield, and it would also come with a sheath for Peacemaker's pickaxe. Speaking of which, Peacemaker's pickaxe would be the sword he wields in the Suicide Squad movie, using the sword swinging animation as you would probably expect. And of course, I can't forget what I would consider to be the most important item in this set. Peacemaker would come with the Peacemaker dance as an emote, perfectly emulating the first couple of seconds of the dance featured in the intro to the Peacemaker show. The song Do You Want to Taste It by Wigwam would also accompany this emote, of course. Lastly, this set wouldn't be complete without an accompanying weapon wrap. The wrap, entitled Dove of Peace, would resemble Peacemaker's red and blue color scheme, and would also feature his signature Dove of Peace on the weapon. After all, like Peacemaker said himself,
Out there and kill someone with something that doesn't have the Dove of Peace on it.
all of these cosmetics would have the DC Comics rarity and would be part of the It's Peacemaker set. Ever since Darth Maul was added to the game back in Chapter 4, Season 2, Peacemaker has shot up to the top of my most requested characters that have a chance list. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, I'm kind of working on the title. Anyways, the DC Comics representation in Fortnite has run a little dry in recent months, with the last new DC Comics character added to the game being Black Adam, all the way back in Chapter 3, Season 4. Black Adam. What a joke. We're long overdue not only for some more DC Comics skins, but Peacemaker himself. After the John Cena skin was added to Fortnite, John Cena himself expressed his desire to collaborate with the Fortnite community again after the positive reception it got. I hope that this means that a Peacemaker skin is on the table, at the very least. Also, if you're asking why Peacemaker is on this list, it's because the Suicide Squad movies are pseudo-heist films if you think about it.
Ah, here we go again.
So, there's a good chance that you, yes you, I'm talking to you, have played a Grand Theft Auto game before. Most likely Grand Theft Auto 5, but still, it's one of the most popular, highest selling video game franchises of all time. A franchise built upon being able to do basically whatever you want, and most importantly for this video, rob whoever you want. Now there's a ton of different GTA characters I could pull from for this video, but I think I'm going to have to go with a classic, Carl Johnson, better known simply as CJ. He really is a video game icon, coming from one of the best GTA games ever made. So, for CJ's appearance, he would be based on how he looks at the beginning of San Andreas, donning his iconic wife beater and jeans. No backbling for the skin, so let's get right ahead to the pickaxe. I can think of no better weapon for CJ to have, but the wooden baseball bat belonging to the one, the only, Big Smoke. Now I know what you're probably going to say, but Max, we already have the Harley hitter in the game. Well, yes we do. That's why to make this pickaxe stand out a little bit more, it would use the bat swinging animation instead of the standard pickaxe swinging animation like the Harley hitter does. And finally, CJ would come with the iconic San Andreas jetpack for his glider. While I would hope Epic Games would create a brand new animation for the glider, I can just as easily see them using the winged glider animation instead. Of course, these items would be part of the Gaming Legends rarity, and would also be part of the Welcome to San Andreas set. So, let me begin this part of the video by saying that there have been a lot of missed crossover opportunities over Fortnite's many years. Like seriously, we got 2 jungle-themed seasons where raptors were a huge highlight in said seasons, and we still haven't had a Jurassic Park collaboration? Like, come on, Epic, get it together, man. So when Chapter 2 Season 2 came out, an entire season dedicated to spies and espionage, and we didn't get James Bond as a skin in any capacity? Come on, Epic, get it together, man. Thankfully, this season is the perfect opportunity for Epic to redeem themselves. James Bond, also known by his codename 007, is probably one of the most well-known fictional spies in cinema history. Actually, now that I think about it, he's probably the most well-known spy just of all time, but you get the idea. Now, if you know anything about James Bond, you're probably very familiar with the fact that many different actors have portrayed the character over the years, with the most recent one, and my personal favorite, being Daniel Craig. So when it comes to the James Bond Fortnite skin possibilities, I think it would be fair to say that Epic would use Craig's likeness for the skin. If they were feeling really ambitious though, they could have a whole bunch of old Bond actors be selectable styles. Though honestly, that would probably cost Epic a small fortune, so I doubt they'd actually go through with the idea. But it's still fun to think of regardless. No back bling or pickaxe this time around, but for Bond's glider, he'd come with an Aston Martin DB5. A vehicle that has kind of become a staple of the James Bond films at this point. I think it'd be really cool if the headlights would open up to reveal minigun barrels like it does in the film No Time to Die. Both items would be epic rarity and would be part of the 007 set. And that's it for Bond. I know this section of the video was pretty short, but that's mainly because I don't have much more to say beyond I just want James Bond in Fortnite. Well, there's also the fact that the next and final section of this video is pretty long.
This is Joker. The mission is go.
Persona 5 tells the story of how a high school student, referred to in-game as Joker, bands together a bunch of unique misfits, including a cat, to fight against the injustices plaguing their society at the highest of levels. Having been released in 2016, Persona 5 has gone on to be, in my opinion, the most well-known, most mainstream entry in the Persona franchise. And honestly, it's for a good reason. This game absolutely slaps. The gameplay is fun, the characters are goofy yet very memorable, and the soundtrack, oh, the soundtrack.
You never see it coming. You say that my mind is too fast for eyes.
Persona 5 has been on my list of franchises I'd like to see in Fortnite ever since they started adding anime skins way back when. Now seems like the most opportune time for a crossover to happen, given the theme of stealing hearts to force the wicked to confess their crimes, as well as the heist-like theme of the game, would match Fortnite's current theme to a T. Now, I'm sure if Atlus, the developers of Persona 5, were to collaborate with Epic Games, there's a good chance multiple Persona 5 characters would be added into the game. However, much like the Payday section of this video, I'm simply going to stick to one character for the sake of my own sanity, and to make sure this video gets out at a reasonable time. But enough rambling. Let's begin this part of the concept phase by introducing our main skin, Joker, the leader of the Phantom Thieves. Because we already have a Joker skin in the game, this skin would be classified as Joker Persona 5. Joker would come equipped with a built-in emote entitled Unmask. This emote would have Joker removing his iconic mask from his face, transforming him into what I'm calling his student style. The skin at this point would resemble how the character looks during the parts of the game when you aren't in combat. I know the transformations aren't one-to-one with Persona 5 itself, but this is done more for gameplay conveniences on Fortnite's part. For Joker's back bling, how could I not have Morgana? This feline friend would hang from the player's back in a similar manner to the Nibbler back bling that was just released with the Futurama skins. Joker's pickaxe would be the parrying dagger, the weapon most often found in Persona 5 promotional materials, as well as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It would have the switching pickaxe animation as well. Next, for Joker's glider, he'd obviously have the Morgana mobile. It would be a hanging glider that would come to a screeching halt above the player. Joker would come with his own weapon wrap too. Entitled Mementos, it would be an animated cel-shaded wrap designed to resemble the world where the combat portions of Persona 5 take place. And finally, the song Wake Up, Get Out There, the song heard in the intro to Persona 5, would be included as a lobby track. All items in the set would be Gaming Legends rarity and would be classified under the Phantom Thieves set. Hey loopers, thanks for making it to the end of the video. First, I'd like to say that this video was originally a lot more in-depth. I originally had, descriptions planned for all the items, but I couldn't get it to look good, or at least look a certain way that I wanted it to, so I kind of scrapped that idea. So, video's kind of not up to the standards that I'd like it to be, but I still think the information in the video is good, because I really like all the ideas I came up with. I'd also like to just take a moment to say thank you so much for all the support that my first video got. I mean, I'm looking at it now, I have over 18,000 views, and I'm nearing 500 subscribers, and that was not even a week's time that happened. And I just can't express really how thankful I am that you all checked the video out and that you all liked it and subscribed and commented and just all that stuff. I am so grateful, and I can't, like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. I'd like to give a special shout out to Alo and Knowledge, my two friends on Discord. They're the ones that made the weapon wrap concept skins for both Peacemaker and Joker. They are extremely talented artists, and I really would like you guys to check them out because they deserve so much more attention and followers and all that. They are incredibly talented. Alright, so I think I've been rambling long enough. I don't have a script for this part of the video, obviously. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking the video, commenting, hitting the bell. Look forward to more videos like this in the future. And until next time, loopers, see you in the next one.